Love is.
Love is.
Love is.
Love is.
Love is. People talk about chasing their passions. No, man, you gotta discover your obsessions.
Singing and writing and playing guitar, like writing music. So all of that just flowed, but everything else I did was just so forced.
It's easy to do what is expected of you, and it's easy to do what the world wants you to do, but it's harder to do what's authentic. If you love it, and if you own it, and if you embody it fully, you have to realize that somebody else will eventually embrace it too.
I think I first fell in love with my art was when I was a young girl coming home from my brother's wedding. You know, I had these beautiful designs on my hand, and I was able to tell them about my brother marrying someone he cares about. That to me was like a moment in time that I felt very connected to.
We were actually meeting people in person and dancing with them and emoting and expressing with them live in person, not in a video, not connecting with them on YouTube comments, not connecting with them on Instagram, but really just having that like personal one-on-one connection with every single person in the room and telling them that it's okay to emote and it's okay to express and it's okay to have this out-of-body experience through dance and to prioritize it in your life, and that's okay.
Yeah, there's such a scene, and they're like so welcoming to like new people too, you know? Like everybody wants to help everyone. Like everybody's down to like collaborate with everybody, so it's not really like, it's a good community. Like I'm happy this is the one that I'm a part of.
Love helps us realize that we are part of the bigger piece. Sometimes our self-centeredness, our selfishness, our ego makes us think we're separate from everything else when we're really not.
I want to do projects that confirm my identity to my community and also the community outside that, because I got to represent.
Our society has taught us to be very individual and to be very independently successful, which is a wonderful thing. But we also crave community. We want to feel connected. It's nice when you can just meet people randomly and just have a conversation. There doesn't need to be pressure of dating, but just having a conversation with someone, learning and sharing stories and finding commonality. I think that's something we all crave.
Do the things that are radical and do the things that are provocative in order to really change the space, especially for the South Asian space. Expression is something that's really important to us, and I think we're really hoping to keep pushing the envelope within reason. Yeah.
Being South Asian, being Desi, that's the DNA and that runs through me. And all the contributions and gifts that have come with that, from the history and the lineage and the heritage of the people before me. You know, I'm trying to honor that as well.
Yeah, dance for sure kept the culture alive in my life. From the music to everything. I've always gravitated towards it just because predominantly like in high school, middle school, everything, I didn't have that growing up around me. And I feel like just in general, like, you know, in the West, we always kind of yearn for the East and the East always yearns for the West.
I think every person of South Asian descent that grew up in the United States has kind of a split life. You were never too American for the Americans and you were never too Indian for the Indians, but you had this really cool like cross-culture mesh where you partaked in parts of Indian culture and you partaked in parts of American culture. I think it's a very cool thing that we have as people that have grown up here to bring these things together and create or just share your experience.
We all have different art, different forms of expression, and all of it is essential to keep this grand story continuing. I think one of the best things Dil Mil did, most definitely, is they bridged the gap that was getting farther and farther between the people who thought it was about arranged marriage and the people who thought it was about love marriage. You didn't like arranged marriage, you went too far the other way. And you're just like, I'm just gonna marry somebody I love. And that would get blowback the other way, like, no, you should not have any decisions over this. And what you realize is, again, both of these ways of life existed for a reason.
Technology can fix a lot of things for couples that are long distance, couples that don't get to see each other every day. In those aspects, technology really helps. But then there's the other side of it where you can't only be too concerned about what's happening within the technology and also see the bigger picture of the human connection with the person.
An app like Dil Mil allows you to, it's gonna prompt you to figure out what your priorities are and then ask you to share those priorities. And now you're in a position to find other people who share your priorities, and now you guys can begin this journey of building a stronger connection together.
Being in the wedding industry, doing bridal mehndi, I always ask brides, where did you meet him? And most people are meeting online.
And I think Khalil Gibran said it. He goes, when two individuals are in love and they allow distance between them, they can be pillars and they can hold up more. The farther the pillars are, the more it can hold up. Love yourself and share the abundance of love that you have for other people, and that will inspire them to do the same.